Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Horror Room. I'm Travis Bruce, and today we're doing another indie horror spotlight. As you see, I have a whole group with me today. So I have the team behind Phil Hartman's brand new anthology that's called Unearthed, 4 spine-chilling tales. Guys, welcome to the Horror Room. So first, I'm going to introduce you. Phil, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I've been making movies for almost 3 decades, maybe over 3 decades. Me and Debbie have known each other, I won't say the year, since Burglar from Hell. And we've been working ever since together. These 3 other fellas, we've done about 5 movies together already. Horror Tales 2 and 3, Doomsday Stories, I Slay on Christmas, and this newest one, Unearthed. They're a great team. We love making movies. We love telling stories together, and we all really click. And we just keep coming back. We're like, oh, this is the last one. And then we just make another one, and we just have fun. We just all connected and have a great time. They're like more than filmmakers to me. They're friends and they're family to me.
That's important. That's absolutely amazing. And I'm going to shoot up to James next. James Panetta, you have a story in this anthology that's called Highway Robbery. Tell us a little bit about Highway Robbery.
Basically, the whole thing is you have the character Phil's playing the highwayman. Basically, he's a serial killer. Keeps taking the same path every year, killing people in the same spots. Cops can't catch him, and what happens is a demon gets jealous of how well he's doing and sets a trap for him. And I don't want to give too much away. We'll just say possibly Debbie's involved in the trap, and we'll leave it at that.
Actually, I'm going to shoot over to Debbie D. Debbie D, actress in the movie as well as a writer. Hello.
I'm not writing in this. I'm not writing in this particular one. It's all James this time.
Oh,
but,
okay.
The last 2 stories. I wrote a story for the last 2 projects, and I just, these guys are great, and I get excited every time that I'm doing anything with them, and this coming year is going to be very exciting for filming, because Bill and I haven't been on screen together at the same time in person in how many decades? Phil?
2 decades. I think Tale to the End was the last time we actually were in a movie together. But we've been making movies together ever since, but not in the room together.
Amazing.
Right, and so James Panetta is making that happen for us. He has given us this lead, so we're going to take it away.
Thanks, Debbie. Yeah, I'm going to shoot over to my man Marcelo. Marcelo, Bonnie.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, man? Welcome to the Horror Room. And you have your story is called Clean House. Tell us a little bit about Clean House.
Yes, the story tells about a woman who lives alone in a farm and has recently passed through a tragedy because her son has died, and she is experiencing some poltergeist phenomena in her house, and she calls a priest to clean the house. So the thing that is going to happen is that there is no such a poltergeist, but that's a spoiler.
Oh.
I prefer to start there.
That's perfect. That's perfect. And then we're going to shoot over to my man, Will Devoki. Will, your story is called Watch the Skies. Tell us a little bit about that.
So my story is about a man who turns up missing, and this is not the first time. And but this time, it's the longest that he's gone missing. So his wife and his father are really kind of grieving about this. They think the worst has come, and then, boom, he shows back up. But he's a little bit different. And there may or may not be some sort of extraterrestrial involvement and his disappearance, but it all kind of unfolds with the story, and it's got a pretty cool little ending. So I'm pretty excited to bring it to screen.
Amazing, amazing. Okay, so I'm going to shoot to the first question. Is it and whoever wants to answer first, they can. So, is it easier working on short stories than it is a full length feature?
I'll jump in on that. I've become sort of like the king of anthologies lately because I just did it because of COVID. It was easy to make movies like this. But then, like I said, I've been working with the same team and we have such a connection that I come up with a storyline, I throw it out to them, they come up with ideas, they give them to me, I okay it. Usually it's 100% I okay them. And everybody individually works on their own story. They do everything on it. So it makes it so much easier when you bring the movie together because then everybody just gives their story, you script them. Usually we have like a host to bring the stories together. And it's just Marcelo and James have been fantastic putting these movies together. They do all the editing and all the magic that you see on the screen. I mean, the filming is one thing, but then the post-production nightmare. No, and it's
I
just
find it a challenge. Right. Go ahead, Phil. Sorry.
Was that? No, go ahead.
I find it a challenge to do a short story because there's so much that you have to say in a short amount of time. And you're trying to portray it and get all the emotions and getting people there. I think shorts are more of a challenge than a full length because you can gradually bring them in, pull them in, get them to know the character, have them feel the character. But when you are doing a short, you have to really nail it right away. And I think it takes more talent to do a short and make it good. That's my opinion.
I mean, because I can imagine that because like you do have a short period of time to establish to the audience beginning, middle, and end, and I've seen a lot of short films, especially in horror, that have been able to do that in a short period of time. But there's also been some that like it leaves something missing. It feels like something's been cut out.
Because you have two structures, one of a feature and one of a short. In the feature, you have time to develop the characters and the situations, and you have a big period of time to introduce the characters. In the short, you have to be very synthetic, very quick, and with a very good twist, final twist. It's a different structure of a feature.
It's like a poem to a book.
Yes.
Exactly.
Will.
What's that?
Will, is it? Do you feel like it's a little harder to do a short than a full feature?
Yes and no. I think it all comes down to writing. I think, yeah, I agree with Debbie in the sense that it is harder because you have this much time to put this much information in. But it all comes down to your writing. Are you able to kind of smartly write it out? And I think everybody in this room can do that. One of the things I look at, I don't know about anybody else, but I always look at, to me, the master of anthologies, Creepshow. And I look at how each story is told, and I try to, incorporate that in my short. How do I want to tell this? Do I want to have the person be a jerk and get his just desserts, or do I want you to sympathize with them? It's all about the character and the story and how you bring it to the table, and that all comes to writing.
Yeah, and it's nice that you guys have such a team together because I feel like each story will have its own flair. Now, Phil, tell us a little bit about each filmmaker's style of filmmaking.
I would say I'll start with Marcelo. Marcelo is a classical type of filmmaker that he puts a lot of art and imagery in his film. In his films, it's sort of like old time film. Like one of them, he did like Nosferatu. Did I say that right? With the vampire one.
Yes.
So yeah, he did one like that, and just his imagery and his carefully planning of every shot and the lighting on it's amazing. Now with Will, me and Will worked on a movie years ago called Morbid Stories. Yeah, that's enough about that. But his short was unbelievable. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. And things were changed on it. But his original concept and idea blew me away because it was in one setting. And when people, I feel like I don't personally like that when I do a movie or short or anything. I like to be outdoors. I like to use the outdoors. But Will captured a one setting topic in what was it? A house? It was in
So
Morbid Stories.
yeah, so you kind of came to me and you were like, "We have a month. Can you get this done?" And I was like, "Yes." And then I was like, "What am I doing?" It's just it's like an Airbnb. I just shot it, in one location.
Yeah,
Oh, so that's why it was in one location. I thought it was just a creative decision.
Hell no!
yeah,
It's just what I had.
Now with
very good.
Debbie, I've known the longest out of everybody, and I've just started to learn about her style of writing and everything, and she really creates characters and stories that they relate to each other, and it always ends up in like a bad ending, like a bad ending with them. But there's always true love and kind of love in the stories, but things go wrong. In Doomsday Stories, is the end of the world. In I Slay on Christmas, it was the best Christmas gift, I think it was, right? And but she knows how to tell a story, and her fans are getting to see a different side of her because they always know her as the scream queen, and she's very good. I love working with her and everything. She puts everything into her acting. But as a writer now, and when she writes and also stars in it, it's great because she incorporates what she's writing into the character and she really brings it to life. I enjoy every time she brings something to me.
Thanks,
And with
Bill.
James is making special effects, like with Mercs and everything that I throw to him. That like there was a problem we were having in I Slay on Christmas. It needed a scene where I would just blow up, and I was driving Marcelo crazy because I was like, I want my arms to go one way, and my head to go another way, I want my legs. And I said, can we make this happen? And Marcelo's like, I can make it happen. But then I said, hey, James, can you get it? 15 minutes later, Jen goes, here you go. And I was like, in his storytelling, and I'm really, really looking forward to seeing what he has to do with Highway 1. Because like I said, this one is really dear to my heart because it's the first time me and Debbie are working together for a long time, not on the phone or anything, a phone conversation. And it's going to be great to see how James creates the situations with us and the storyline with us. I'm really looking forward to that.
Lots of headache, lots of guerrilla filmmaking. Lots of avoiding the cops.
That's the way we do it.
Guys, rock and roll. So Debbie, all right. So by being an actress and a writer and a filmmaker, do you think by being an actress it helps you be a better filmmaker and vice versa?
Oh, absolutely. But I would love to also direct the actors and not let them just go off and do what they want to do. I always feel like I have to let them do that, which is important. But when I have ideas, I really need to display that to them so they can be more of a challenge to pull more out from them. But so we're evolving, and we'll be doing this hopefully for a long time. And I'll get the other characters, and even if I'm just playing a small part in what I'm writing, but but yes, it definitely helps. And most of the people that have been directors or producers, they've acted somewhere, even if it was a play or something they've done and decided, well, you know what, I like this, but I think I'm going to go on the other side of the camera. So I think
I can
decision.
I can imagine that it makes you more well-rounded on both sides.
Absolutely.
All right. So James, I have a question for you.
Yep.
All right. So after hearing the description of highway rivalry, it sounds like a off the wall, that shit, crazy great time. What was your inspiration for this story?
Well, I mean, Phil gave me the idea. He had that. He gave me starting script. Had some ideas. Just started out with a scene with Debbie with her husband in the story, and then he gave me just gave me a rough outline of the character, and then, all right, I'm like, what angle can I go here? I'm like, oh, I want to go supernatural because, let's be honest, I want the blood, special effects, and everything else in there, so easy way to go, and I can make that fucked up. So,
Yes.
I mean, that's where I plan to go. Like, some of the conversations I had with Demon, well, the person you don't know is the Demon having with his partner, you know, it's like, you're going to get the impression of this guy cares about the wrong things. And then he keeps talking about it, and you have the other characters around him reacting to that. I'm trying not to give anything away, because if I say anything else, it gives the shock value at the end of the day. So,
and James,
I mean,
are you ever? I was going to say, James, if you when you're putting your story together, do you ever think in your mind, boy, I hope I'm not going too far, or are you like, fuck it, I'm going to take it the way I want to take it?
No such thing as too far. That's kind of how I feel. I mean, all right, within certain very limited parameters, you know, certain real tiny rules of engagement, yeah, anything goes. I mean, if I can make the prosthetic for it, it goes in there. Phil can attest to that for I Slay. That was that one prop I made.
It opens up to a friend.
The actress liked it.
The easily offended should not watch these movies.
But that's what we're about. We give people what they can't get in regular mainstream movies, and we try to push the buttons.
But
speaking of easy,
everybody,
Eric Brash is waiting in the waiting room. So,
yeah.
Oh. I was about to say, isn't right now in our society, isn't everybody easily easily offended?
Everyone is.
Yeah,
I don't know why. I don't know why it's come to that.
Yes.
It kind of depends what it is. I mean, look, I'm a progressive. The one thing I hate more than anything else are fake progressives. Well, I can't use an example from my job because I'll get in trouble if I say anything there. But I'm going to be offended for this one group of people who didn't ask for my help. When you ask me for help, then I give the help. When you tell me you don't want that said, then fine. But when somebody who's not in that group tells me not to do something and I know that the other group is fine with it, that's when I'm like, stop being fake. There's real problems you have to deal with here. And that's my feelings on that. Like, when you're asked for help, give the help. But you're not somebody's parent. You know, and that other group isn't your children. They're human beings like you.
And
who
we're
are
making art
adults.
here.
Yeah.
Right, James? We're making art. This is make pretend. This is whatever comes. We should have no limit whatsoever. If you just don't come, you don't.
It's not real.
Exactly.
I mean, look, I think people have a right to be offended, but I also believe that people should also have a right to keep their emotions in check. It's actually, you know, when somebody gets offended over something, in these days, I always feel like they always have to jump on a parade, and then you get this whole cancel culture coming on. And there are trust me, there are some reasons to be canceled. I believe that, but nobody's canceling people like the dishwasher over there at the, Piggly Wiggly, and like Hollywood people and stuff like that. I don't want to be canceled, so if you're out there watching, don't cancel me. It'd be kind of shitty to have your whole career canceled before it even started. But I think a lot of people need to kind of keep their emotions in check, and you don't have to go off and get crazy about every little thing that somebody says. As a comedian, let her work. It might not be for you, but it's for somebody else. So.
Yeah. I mean, my whole thing is, going to Dave Chappelle. I wish I could be canceled like him. He's making all that money still. Can I be canceled like him? Can I get that Netflix money?
The more controversy, the more attention you get.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
Back in the day,
my whole thing is, if you want something to go away, ignore it. The first G.I. Joe movie. It's not G.I. Joe. It sucked. I still haven't watched it. I'm not going to watch it. The end.
That's it.
It doesn't exist.
Gun to your head and telling them to watch our movies. So why are they watching them? They know when they're watching one of our movies what they're getting into.
You're going to be shocked.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, horror is always meant to be a little offensive. Not a little offensive, a whole lot offensive. I mean, that's always what horror is meant to offend. It's meant to shock. It's horror. Disturb. Exactly.
You're not going to get a tear in your eye and go, "Oh my God! Thank God that serial killer killed her that way."
Serial killers going to be serial killers. That's the end of it.
Exactly. All right. And Marcelo, I'm going to ask you the same question. Are you, when it comes to your movies, do you go with your original idea, or do you ever think about scaling back?
Again, sorry. Can you repeat your question, please?
Oh, sure. No, I'm just asking you the same question when it comes to your projects. Do you go with your original idea, or do you ever think about scaling back?
No. The second one. I take an original idea, and then I try to perfect it, to rewrite it, and if I receive any suggestion that it could be possible to add, I take it. I don't know if you hear me well.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. 100%.
My English sucks.
Marcelo is trying the best he can.
I know that my English sucks.
He's translating, but he's not. I don't understand, Will.
Oh man! If anybody gets offended by what you're writing and you change that because they voice that they're offended by it, do you change your writings or do you just go forward with it?
No. I don't change. No.
Well, that's what we're standing on here.
Because here everybody gets offended here.
Yeah, that's
because
the topic. It's a shame.
Yes, because I touch some topics that people don't like to talk about.
And we're here to talk about it.
Yes, I have problems. I have problems here.
Yeah.
Poor Marcelo, he's sensitive. So through my movies, he's able to express more because by our movies being in the United States, it gets him more exposure.
Yes.
And the movies don't lose anything because what I like to do with Marcelo's movies is keep it in his native language and we put subtitles so it's more freely shown or related to. Like if he's speaking in his language and you got subtitles, it stays more true. Because when you start dubbing and try not to, and you fake, speaking English, it doesn't work. His stories are so strong with him going around speaking the English language that they actually work very well. And there's never anybody saying, "Oh, that's the Uruguay story." He captures his stories perfectly. And it goes over to the American audiences as well as his audiences, and a lot more people in his country can see the movie now because it's on our American, we're the big Hollywood company. So then they look at him differently and say, oh, okay. Since you're with them, it must be done right, so we can watch it now. Am I right, Marcelo? You get more exposure.
Yes, you're right. Yes, yes. But what I like the most in Phil Herman's movies is the liberty, the freedom I have to write whatever I can imagine. That's not usual. And let me say something I wanted to say for from the beginning. I love Debbie D's movies, and now I love how she writes.
Oh, thank you.
That's amazing.
I think we're all each other's fans because we respect each other.
That's right.
Yes. And I'm very proud of being part of this talented group of filmmakers. I'm very proud of Jimmy and of Will too, because they are very talented filmmakers. I'm very proud of being with them.
Thanks.
And we're glad you're here.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's
Now-
not usual to have the opportunity to speak so frankly, and thank you for that also.
Now I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna start off with Will with a controversial question. With the emergence of streaming channels and indie filmmaker, horror filmmakers especially, are able to make movies relatively cheap and get their projects out there, has it made it a little harder for indie horror filmmakers to get their work out there?
I think now more than ever, it's actually easier to get a horror film out there.
Yeah.
It all depends on what your goal is. Are you trying to make millions of dollars with it, or are you just trying to make a quick buck and get it out there and get it seen? There are different platforms out there. I know when I first started, it was like you had YouTube and you had Vimeo, and that was about it. But now you have like Tubi and various different sites. And I think the biggest problem right now, though, that we're seeing is it's more affordable to make a movie than ever. And there's a lot of people going out and just making whatever they can with nothing. And those movies aren't necessary. I'm not knocking them. God bless them. But they're not the greatest. I'm not talking about you, Phil. Jesus, you know what? I'm out of here, Phil. Screw you. No, but think about it. There are people who have made movies with Ring doorbells, and I'm like, what the hell is
It's a
this?
gimmick. It's a gimmick.
But you know what? Some movies might be really, really good, and it might work out. You never know. I mean, everybody's just trying to get their art seen and make a buck off it. These cats. So it's more affordable to do it. You got your own camera in your pocket these days. Go out, shoot a movie, and then try to do what you can with it. But again, it all comes down to you got to write it, which is what Debbie D does.
Aw. I think we're all doing it now.
But at the same time, don't you think that because it's so accessible that now if you have your work out there, you have your work on a streaming platform, that it's hard for it to get noticed. It's hard to be seen.
I mean, yeah, you're literally gasping for air. It's like, hey, pick me. Hey, really good. Is there Fast and Furious going on over there, Jim?
I don't know if that's mine.
Oh God! If you do a good piece of art, you make a good movie. There should be a chance of it getting seen. It doesn't happen all the time, but yeah, there's competition for sure. There's going to be competition.
Yeah. I mean, when I started out, it was get a distribution, and okay, it goes to a distribution company. They put $10,000, $30,000 into it, and you don't see a dime until they make that $30,000 back. And well, let's be honest, a lot of our movies aren't going to make $30,000. So nothing, but at least it got out. Like my first movie got on Netflix, DVD rental, and it was streaming briefly. Same with I gave the two horror movies to Brain Damage. They got it on Netflix too. I got $200, and he even showed me it came from Eastern Europe. Apparently, they like American horror movies. Then when streaming came around, you can't just go up to Tubi and say, "Hey, I got a movie. I tried that." They won't talk to you. They only want to go through an aggregator or a distributor. Well, then, an aggregator slightly different than a distributor. They just get your movie ready to go to a streaming service. They make sure, it's in ProRes, the subtitles are correct, the audio is correct, and then you pay them $3,000 and there's no guarantee it gets on anywhere and you lose $3,000. Then, surprise, Film Hub comes along. 80-20 split. Okay, you have to do all the getting it ready, as I've told Phil. Right now, I'm going through Isolate with a fine-tooth comb, looking for anything that will kick it back. Because they kicked back Doomsday Stories once, but it was like simple stuff. Like, we didn't have the song subtitled, and I think there was an advertisement in the credits, which they don't allow. So, easy one, easy fixes, boom, and it was right up there. It's already got, I think 6 licenses already. Are we 7 or 6? It's 6, right?
5. Is it 5 or 6?
5. I don't know. They keep popping up every couple days.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep track. I have to keep checking it.
Well, every time you tell me, I write it down.
Yeah, I think Merck's is up to 5 so far. I mean, I got Tubi. That was the only one I gave a shit about. But it makes it easy. Aside from going through the initial stuff of getting it ready, it's a game changer now, because with Film Hub, you can end up on Disney, you can end up on Netflix, you can end up everywhere. I've noticed on the channels they distribute to, it's everybody. Every single streamer you can think of is on there. Even I don't think it's YouTube Red anymore, but the paid version of YouTube, they got that.
Yeah, it's called YouTube. Like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, my whole thing is, it can go to infinity. You can have as many projects out there in the world. I think eventually it's going to be seen. Because I'm looking at how the money's coming in now for Mercs. It's slow because everything's delayed by a month or so. But people are obviously clicking on it. And I think Doomsday Story is going to do even better. It's a horror movie. I think it's definitely going to do better. Now, it gets on Tubi, it's going to shoot through the roof.
Do you think I Slay on will be my Hallmark channel?
That would be amazing, wouldn't it?
If we remove a certain scene with Lauren Sophia, we might have a shot. Okay. Oh wait, and then Debbie getting killed. Yeah, no chance. No. I would laugh if it did. That would be awesome. Yeah. Surprise! It's a Christmas movie. It's happy.
Right. That's the rotation. Why not?
Phil's next anthology. It's going to be for the Hallmark Channel.
Yeah.
Hey Phil.
We're working on it.
Hey Phil, I just sent you a DM on Facebook. Next question: do you think that streaming service? Do you think the DVD industry is going to make a resurgence in the near future, or do you think streaming is here to stay?
I think it's here to stay.
I think there'll always be some type of format that you can hold in your hand. That's my opinion as well. Some will dominate, but there's always some type of format. Tangible.
I think everybody really likes to have most film buffs like to have a physical copy of something. I do think streaming might be a weird resurgence. I mean, look at how DVDs took an incline until companies like Shout Factory came out and started doing special editions of their favorite movies with all the special features. One of the reasons why I bought DVDs or Blu-rays was because it was like a film school in a box. You could see how they did certain things, and there was a lot of these features that you could learn from. I mean, a lot of the things that I learned growing up trying to be a filmmaker were from a lot of the early Romero DVDs and listening to him and Savini kind of kick it back and forth. And I think that's what's missing from a lot of these DVDs are very bare bones. There's no excuse for that, especially with Blu-ray and 4K Blu-ray. You have all this space now.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I kept saying for Doomsday and I Slay. I want to do a Blu-ray version for you, because there was so much stuff I had to leave out. I wanted full motion menus and everything, and I kept trying to cut it down to get it on the DVD. Okay, I'm going to
the DVD.
I wanted to do so much more for you.
Yeah. What a wonderful job you did, though.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
I love a good physical media. I don't think I've ever bought.
Oh, wait a minute! Wait.
A digital.
We got Doomsday Stories and Owen Brothers, all made this year and all available. So just message me after the show.
Where can you find them?
They're on our Facebook page. You just message us, and me and my partner, Jolie Weinkoop, we usually do all the mailings on it. We don't have a distributor. We distribute with self-distribution. We do everything ourselves. This way we could keep the prices low, and we could do more things with the movies that way. And we can make another movie that way.
Yeah. Amazing. Now, and this is going to be a roundtable last question I'm going to ask everybody.
Okay.
And then I do want to get Derek in. I see he's in a waiting room. I want to pop him in. All right. So the question is, this is a two-part question.
Uh-oh.
Actually, no, I'm going to ask this question. Debbie, what is one characteristic from James that you wish that you had that you think is absolutely amazing? And James, same thing back for you first to Debbie.
Characteristics as in an actor or his talent?
In his talent in filmmaking. What's one thing about him? Yeah, well, what's one thing that you like that he does? You like, boy, I wish I had that. He does it so well.
I don't think there's just one thing with James. He is really talented. If there's one thing I wish I had that he has, that's that I wish I had. My gosh, this is really
my hairline.
Spot.
I've been holding that in too.
I know.
I really don't know because it's all him, and I love him for him and everything he does have. So I have my own thing. So I don't think I would want something that he has because I think we're both strong in what we do have. So I don't know if I could answer that unless I think of it later.
Okay. James, do you have one?
Her hairline. In fact, everybody here is hairline. Obvious. I'll take that. I don't care if it's gray. I'll take it. I'll tell you one thing she can do ridiculously that I would love to be able to do. Not just in a movie or else. She can hold her breath ridiculously long underwater.
Really?
Like, because she does a mermaid character. Ridiculously long. Like, I thought she died one time, and she comes up like, "Are we done?" I'm like, "Okay, yeah." I was worried. Sorry. So apparently, it wasn't anything for her. I mean, I think we were getting close to 3 minutes, like no problem at all.
Wow.
She should have been a lifeguard. Like, let me put it that way.
I think anybody could really learn to do that, though.
I can't.
I started out.
I can't do
No, it started out with my singing. So you have to take really, really deep breaths because you when you're hitting certain notes, you can't take a breath. You have to be able to reach for that note from wherever. So you have to have the extra air. So just the training of having the extra air in the body so that I could hit a note that I need to hit without taking air. I think anybody could really learn it, though. But thank you. That's very nice. And I had to think of something for you, James, because you are so talented. There's just so much there. But I wouldn't want to learn. I would want to learn from what you do. You know, just how you can remain calm on certain levels and get it all done. Like just multi-talented. I could learn to be. I'd like to learn that. I'd like to learn to get to your level and then keep going. You know, if I can. But I hope that answers it somehow.
Yes. Now, real quick, I'm gonna shoot down to Marcelo and Will. Then I'm gonna pop Derek in. Marcelo, what's one thing that you're like, wow, Will does that so well?
He's very talented, and I admire him. But the main thing I found in him is the talent to to light, to make the lightning and the cinematography of his filming. I am actually learning from him how to light correctly. I think he is outstanding, like a movie maker. And beyond that, he is a very versatile actor. He can play many roles, many characters, very not only efficiently but very good, excellent. I admire him.
Will?
Marcelo is very, very talented, but the one thing that I'm absolutely jealous about is that sexy accent that he has, because I'm sure he can just pick up a lot of women.
Okay.
I'm kidding. No, no, yeah, he's like, you're not kidding.
You're kidding me.
No, it's a cool accent.
Aw.
I really like.
I'm not funny. I'm not funny.
And you're
Funny what? Funny how?
Okay, take it easy, Pesci. I really like how he can kind of like take two ideas and mix them together and make something completely creative, but it tells a good story as well. Me, I'm kind of one track, one-minded. I'm going to tell the stories that I want to tell, and that's it. I couldn't be like, oh, it's a race car driver that turns gold. He could take that and just run with it. I couldn't. So kudos to you on that, Marcelo. Making creative movies that I couldn't do, seriously.
Thank you.
Yeah, Will, I understand.
Thank you very much.
Now, Will, I understand you have to pop off real quick. Listen, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on. Now, how can we find you?
I'm usually at the local gas station down the street. You can just stop by there and find me there. No, you can check me out. You can check me out on Facebook, Instagram, just Devakis, DEVOKEES, or check out my new website, www.willdevakis.com, where I have all my stuff that you can take a stick at, check out. So thank you for having me on, Travis, Debbie, Jim, Marcelo, Phil, and tell Derek he owes me $5. I'll see you guys later. Thank you very much.
I'll talk to you later.
All right, I'm gonna pop in Derek next.
Hey, what's up, you guys?
Derek, horror room.
Hey, hi.
Can you guys hear me? Yes.
Yes.
All right, cool.
So I have Derek Ross with us. Wait, it's called Ties That Bind. Derek, welcome to the horror room. Tell us a little
Thanks
bit
for having me
about
on.
Ties
I'm
That
looking
Bind.
forward to talking to everyone.
Hi, my friend. So tell us a little bit about Ties That Bind.
Yeah, so without giving too much, it's a script. The story is something my wife came up with, and we both wrote together. She probably wrote 70%. I did 30%. So she's the brains of the operation. But it's our first crime thriller genre that I've done since my first feature in 2003. I did a movie called The Icing, an erotic thriller, and this is my first thriller since then. So I've done different genres, but this one we're really excited about. Half of the cast have read it. Love the twist ending, love the writing. They're excited for the visual. So yeah, we're really excited. Me and my wife writing this together and getting. We have a script reading in a week and a half to go over stuff and everything. So
Now, Derek, so having being able to work with your wife to write your projects, does that? What I mean, how does that look? Do you have some specific portions that you write, and do you feel comfortable with her strings wise?
yeah, we basically bounce ideas. So like I might say if I start something like an idea, I'll start writing some stuff. Interior bar, waitress walks and blah blah. And then like my wife will come in and I'll have her write, and we kind of talk about where we want the scene to progress. We kind of go back and forth. We kind of piggyback off each other until we come through a first draft, and then we come through and just kind of go through the blueprint and just fine tune everything. So it works pretty good for us. Yeah.
Amazing.
Worked very good. Yeah. I mean, I wear like a foot massage and got to take her out to dinner for all,
You do those things, right?
Yeah.
You do those things.
So, don't get him started.
All right. So
I'll
Derek,
keep
you
you
got
going.
in
I'll keep you going.
a little bit late. So the question I'm gonna do Derek and Phil. Phil, what's one thing about Derek that you're like, wow, he does that amazing?
Derek's just every time I talk to Derek, it's never anything. He's always like, I ask him a question. He's like, yeah, okay, let's go for it. Let's go for it. People are like, nah, we can't do that. It's not possible. It's dumb. He's always supportive of whatever I do, and I try the same for him. Me and Derek, we got such a good chemistry. Is that where I think it and he does it with a lot of stuff. Like we have an Indigo campaign going on now, and we've been for the last 20 days so far. It's been night and day. We're like 2:00 in the morning. I was like, hey, I got a great idea. And we're like, hey, yeah, great. We've got a certain goal that we got. We sent them gifts, and he came up with that idea. We just give an incentive for people to hit our campaigns. And like I said, when we call cut, Derek doesn't disappear. Derek is there till the end. He's got a lot of connections. He helps us out a lot. And this whole team, we all help each other. It's no one is they just do their part and then disappear. We all call each other, we talk to each other, and we get things done. I mean, with the amount of money we have to spend, which is very little, we come out with some pretty good movies, and they look good, compared to a lot of these movies that are out there. And after all these years, we still have a very big following and respect. That's what it is. It's respect. But what I love about Derek is that, like I said, he's always there for me, always. And I almost didn't do this movie. He's like, "Come on, Phil, let's come up with an idea, we'll do it, And I was like, I don't know. And then I said, okay, I'll do it. And that's how everybody fell into place. Marcelo came, James came, Debbie came, and then we got Will too. Will's like, okay, I'll come in on this, and it was because of Derek that we're doing this movie.
Thank you, Derek.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, thank you, Phil, for all those kind words. Yeah, Phil, I can tell you one thing about Phil. Phil is an absolutely genuine person. I have friends, you have your film people, but then you have film people that are more than just, hey, let's make a movie. Not saying people, but he's like not just a film person. He's a friend. He's genuine. He checks on you. It's not like, you gotta get this done. It's cut this way, do this. He's a genuinely nice person. He supports everyone. He won't just promote stuff he's involved in. He'll promote something that doesn't have any involvement and shares it because he loves that person. So Phil's great. I love his work, his talent. He's like, I feel like I've known him for years. He's more supportive than people I've worked with or had mentors from 20, 30 years ago. He's done more in like the couple of years I've known him than some people in 20 years. So that's a big thing to me, is kind of loyalty and respect, not just making good films. I'm like, it's like family to me, It's like I just watched the Fast and Furious. We're like family, So, and I'm Italian. We'll say, hey, it's all about family. Come on. But yeah, Phil's great. Everyone here is great. I love working on all these projects, so I'm looking forward to keep moving forward with all these projects. And they're fun. So that's important too.
You guys are fun. I mean, I'm glad that you guys were able to come on. Now,
Thank you.
I understand that there is an Indiegogo campaign open right now. What are some perks?
Some of the perks, we got everything from the thanks starting at $5 all the way to being a producer, a couple $100. We had some perks that they can be in the movie as news reporters, pictures, voice cameos, and a lot of those are gone, but we still have producer credits. We still have the DVDs, the Blu-rays. We got some items available still. Will has got alien heads he's got up for exclusive perks. And like I said, at each peak, me and Derek, we have been given like a special bonus perk to the person. We send them like 2 packages of movies and stuff from us. And people seem to like it. And like I said, even if they, like, let's say the goal was $3,000 and it was $2.99, they donated $1. If they brought us to $3,000, they get that big bonus. It doesn't matter. And then we have a stretch goal for $5,000. We're going to give them $100, bonus, no matter how much money, whatever perk they got, just to give an incentive and a thank you, for the people. Because, like I said, our goals usually, $5,000 to make a movie, with 5 guys, it's tough, to get everybody, a couple of dollars. But I try to get a couple of dollars to everybody, and this way they feel, worth, that they did something. But everything is money. Everything, the copy, the music, the editing, it all adds up. But we do it.
Yes. And I'm going to have to.
Every campaign we had, we fulfilled.
So, and we're going to do it again because down in the description box, I'm going to have the link to their Indiegogo. Please get going there, support, do what you can.
Thank you.
Thank you, Travis.
All right. Debbie, and Debbie, where can we find you?
I still have the website at debbied.com, so that's an easy way to get my email and contact me that way more personally.
James?
If you go to on Facebook, Mercs 2046, I'll pop up on there. I'll throw a link in the chat real quick. It's being difficult. There we go. All right. Let me get almost there. But yeah, if you go to Mercs 2046, I also have that on YouTube too. You can see clips of different shows I'm working on. But here you go. There's the thing. There's the link.
Derek?
Hello?
Yes. And where can we find you?
Beside Chibi's Film Productions on Facebook and Derek Brash, but I'll send the link. I also have my website too. It's www.chibisfilms.net, which I'll put on the link too, which you can see a lot of movies. You can order movies. And then I have a YouTube page, Chibi's Films. I'm real easy to find. I'm sending it right now. So,
Marcelo?
On Facebook, Marcelo Favani, and on Instagram, Marcelo Favani also. You can write to me there. I will answer. Thank you.
And my man Phil.
Well, you can find me on the weekends with Derek running around in our black thongs around the neighborhood. Oh, yeah, you don't do that.
I'm wearing a thong right now. Yeah, you can't see it.
You could just find me on Facebook, Phil Herman, and then also on all the different movies like Unearthed, Doomsday Stories, I Slay on Christmas. I haven't really made an official page because I have no time because I'm always making a movie.
Guys, keep up the good work. It's been a pleasure having you on. You're more than welcome to come on anytime.
Thank you.
Everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's been nice.
Thank you very much.
Everybody, look out for Unearthed and go down the description and support their campaign. All right, everyone. Well, thank you for coming to the Horror Realm. I'm Travis Bruce. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.
Bye-bye.